Number 7, last one of the week. All right, the first question was counting dots, folks. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3 plus 7 is 10. 3 plus 9 is 12. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 3 is 7. Not going over that one. It's kindergarten math. We're going to go down instead of going across right now, because across is going to take me a bit. We're going to go down to number 3, and it says, which is closest to the length of 30 centimeters? Well, I would get my ruler out and realize that this entire ruler is 30 centimeters because it goes up to 30 centimeters down here at the end, right? So we want something that's about the length of a ruler. A car. Is a car the length of my ruler? No. A butterfly. That would be one gigantic butterfly. I'd like to see that. A shoebox. A pencil or a paper clip. What did you choose? I would have chosen a shoebox because even a pencil is shorter than a ruler. So C should have been your answer for number 3. All right, number 4. It says, what is a reasonable height for a second grade student? It gives you some choices. 5 inches. That is 5 inches. I have never had a second, first, fourth, any student that was 5 inches tall. 1 foot. This ruler equals 1 foot. Are you taller than a ruler? Yeah. 4 feet. Well, let's do 10 centimeters first because I have the ruler in my hand. 10 centimeters is only this tall. You're taller than that, right? So we're down to either 4 feet or 40 yards. All right. Don't know if you've ever been to a football game, but a football field, the whole field is 100 yards. Half the football field is 50 yards, and a little less than half the football field is 40 yards. I don't think you're 40 yards tall. I don't think if you laid down, you could stretch almost halfway across a football field. So let's go to 4 feet. Get my tape measure out, and I will show you 4 feet. I'm going to put it on the ground next to me. 4 feet is about that tall. Now, if I stand up, you'll see it comes about right here on me, which is right about where all of you come, isn't it? So the closest to the height, meaning how high, how tall a second grader is, would be C, 4 feet. Let's go to the last one. It's like the one we did yesterday, except it asked you a trickier question. It says, how many students got more than 2 problems wrong? More than 2. So let's look at the numbers. It goes from 0 to 7. First thing you have to do is figure out which numbers are more than 2. What's one of the numbers that's more than 2? Is 1 more than 2? No, 1 is less than 2, right? So is 3 more than 2? Yeah. What about 4? What about 5? What about 6? What about 7? All of those numbers, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, are more than 2. So those are the only ones we're going to look at, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you're going to count the x's. How many x's do we have in 3? 1, 2. 4, 1, 5, none, 6, 1, 7, 0. So let's count them. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 x's. 4 people got more than 3 wrong. So that would be letter C. Now we're going to go back up to the tricky one. Get my board. Now the first part wasn't so tricky. The first part was like what we did yesterday. It's 243, 316, 478, 227, 253, and 490. But we're going to add 110 this time. Now, where's the 0? Is it in the ones, the tens, or the hundreds? Ones, tens, hundreds. It's in the ones. So over here, none of your ones are going to change. I'll show that to you again. Let's do 243 plus 110. See, when I add, you can't see. When I add 3 plus 0, what happens? It doesn't change. It's still a 3. So none of the ones are going to change. Only the tens and the hundreds are going to change. So let's see if we can do this without having to stack every problem. Okay? We know our ones are going to stay the same. So over here in the ones column, we can write our ones. 7, 3, 0. Okay? Now, we're going to do our tens. I need a stand or something. Ridiculous. Okay, let's do our tens. What's 4 plus 1? 5. What's 1 plus 1? What's 7 plus 1? I'm just pointing at the tens column each time. What's 2 plus 1? What's 5 plus 1? What's 9 plus 1? Ooh, that one gets tricky. That one gets tricky. We're going to hold on to that one for a minute. Let's go to hundreds. 2 plus 1. 3 plus 1. 4 plus 1. 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1. All right, this one's tricky down here. Because 9 plus 1 equals 10, and you cannot put 10 in the tens column. You can only put 0 there. You gotta put 1 up here. So now we have 4, 5 plus 1 equals 600. Now the second column was just crazy. Because they just added random numbers here. 109, 111, 108, 112, 107, 108. All right. First of all, I always go with the ones that have the easiest numbers to add. Ones are pretty easy to add, right? And this is all about quick pick, right? So let's do the ones that are quick. What's 3 plus 1? 4. Now do the tens. What's 1 plus 1? What's 6 plus 1? All right, that was done. Boom. Let's try this one. This one looks pretty easy too. What's 2 plus 1? What's 2 plus 1? What's 7 plus 2? Boom, we're done. Now, we've got these ones with 9s and 7s and 8s, which tells me something. Let's draw some blocks. Let's do the bottom one so I can hold it up here and we can draw some blocks. So we've got 490, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nothing there, right? What are we going to add? We're going to add 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to add 100. Let's see what we have now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds. We still have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 9 tens, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones. Okay? The other 3 are really tricky. The other 3, I would stack to solve. 243, plus 109. Now, why do I know they're tricky? Well, I know they're tricky because 9 plus 3 is more than 10, so I know somewhere I'm going to have to carry, and that's a little hard to do doing things sideways. So let's do it this way. What's 9 plus 3? 9, 10, 11, 12. This has to go up here. What's 4 plus 1? What's 2 plus 1? 352. 352. Same thing with this. I know 8 plus 8 is more than 10, so we're going to have to carry. So I would stack this one. 478 plus 108. It's a double fact. 8 plus 8 is 16. What's 7 plus 1? 4 plus 1. 586. And this one too, I know that 7 plus 3 is 10, so we're going to have to carry the 1. 7 plus 3 is 10. 5 plus 1 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. 360. So, sorry about that. I was getting my eraser. Let's erase all this extra wonderful work we did. I don't ever want you to erase work on your paper. I love to see all your work, but I want you to be able to see the answers right now. So I'm going to erase this. And then you can check your paper and see if you came up with something close to mine. Okay. And that is quick pick number 7.